Good work today. You know, these guys, I commend them because every week they just come back and they continue to work hard and have a great attitude. So, you know, that's a credit to them. So, go ahead and fire away with any questions.
How's Josh?
You know, he's had 2 good days of practice, but he's still not, I don't believe, completely cleared to play. There's part of a protocol that he has to go. There's a protocol he has to go through, and I believe that he has to pass through the final step. You know, hopefully for his sake and for ours, that you know, our doctors, who I continually say are, in my opinion, the best in the country, clear him. And if they do, you know, that means he's good to go, because we're always going to err on the side of caution. So we're we're hopeful.
If we can ask, what's the final step of the concussion protocol? What do you have to do?
You know, I don't know the exact particulars, but it's an impact monitoring test, and I don't know, like, if it's a cognitive test or I know he's passed all the exertion tests, so it's some type of cognitive test. And I'm not a doctor, so if I were to speculate other than to say it's a cognitive test, I'd be saying something I don't know to be true.
How has he looked though in practice?
He's done fine. Yeah, he's looked good.
How about Devon's thumb?
Who?
Devon's thumb.
It's broken, and he hasn't been able to practice. It's a non-displaced fracture, which means he doesn't need surgery, and it's just a matter of getting the swelling down. So the pain goes away so he can actually grip the football. Right now it's splinted, but it's not, you know, he's not ruled out by any stretch of the imagination. It's just a matter of, you know, like I said, them getting it to where he can actually grip the football. So if it was a displaced fracture and they had to repair it, that would be a different story.
With DA being out, who's one guy that you're looking to step up and play some more snaps than he had before? Is it Eldridge? Is it Dimitri Feldman?
I think probably both of those guys. You know, I don't think you can just, you know, DA was having a tremendous year, and I don't think it's fair to ask one guy to step in and do it. I mean, certainly, you know, there'll be someone that steps into that position, but I think it would take multiple guys to fill the role. So you hear the names right there, you know, Felt and Eldridge and you know, Damian Alloway's been working hard there. Diamond Lee's actually done really, really well in our service team things. We asked him to play quarterback against running quarterback teams, and wide receiver, you know, against passing teams, and we've actually moved him up into the depth. So, you know, you saw he got a snap last week. It was kind of a trick play, but, you know, that to me was just an indication of the direction that his career is headed, which is, it's upward. Excited about Diamond.
Kenny said that he likes to have a level of uncommon greatness. I know it hasn't really been the
Kenny Young. Okay.
It hasn't really been the season you wanted, but
no.
How have you sort of seen that from him this year?
I think his consistency of his play speaks volumes, and then I think also when you consider that the moving parts, you know, not just next to him on either side with the linebackers, but also in front of him, you know, with the, you know, some of the defensive line injuries and moving parts, and he's been able to remain consistent. I think that's just really a credit to him and the way he studies the game and the importance of the game to him.
Matt Lynch, how do you make sure that he gets the proper amount of reps this week since Rosen's?
You know, you do it just like every week. The way you structure your practice, you structure it so that obviously you know, the guy that you're hoping starts gets most of the reps, but you structure it so that the backup or backups, really in this case, you know, get reps that are you know, new things, you know, things that they haven't just done over and over and over and over again. So if there's new concepts or new route structures or new footwork in a run game, or new audibles that they might have to make based upon what they see, then what you do is you make sure that they're getting those critical reps, and then, you know, you trust the fact that they're smart and they're studying and they go to meetings and they watch the film and get the mental reps that they need. It's kind of like that at every position, really. You know, your starters get the majority of the reps, and your backups get, you know, you pick and choose what's critical for them to see.
Coach Fish said yesterday you guys sit down every week and decide who's going to be the starting running back that week. What do you look for in terms of practice and what gets them?
I think a lot of things. You know, there's not really one factor that goes into that. Obviously, you know, if someone's hot, you know, it's kind of like maybe in baseball or in basketball, you know, you get streaky, and you know, you let that guy continue to get the bulk of the carries. But each one of these guys has a particular strength, and then each one of them has an area that they're working hard to get better at. And so as you plan your week and you plan your maybe your openers, the first plays of the game, you keep that in mind as you decide who's going to be in for particular packages, and we're very much like that right now.
Arizona State's known for bringing a lot of pressure and doing it kind of unconventional ways. How have they, even over the years, it seems like they've done that? How have they had success with that?
Well, they're not really doing that as much anymore. They've got a new person calling defenses for them, so their defensive structure has changed considerably, which really until I got a chance to watch them on film, I wasn't necessarily aware of it. Because you're so focused on who you're playing and what you're doing. But when I turned on the film and watched him, what you see is you still see a heavy influence of Todd Graham, who loves to come after you. But you also see some other things cropping up that maybe you didn't see as much of before. They still play very hard and they still are very aggressive. And I think sometimes aggression can be or attacking can be mistook for blitzing. You can play with an attacking mindset and attacking mentality without blitzing all the time. And so I see them still playing with that mindset.